This is a restoration story of an old writing desk found in a thrift store. It's a story I hope you won't soon forget, one of second chances and of finding meaning in the most unexpected places. But first listen to this and see if you agree. For some furniture pieces, a fresh coat of paint may mask the imperfections beneath for a season, but restoration often requires breaking something down to its core. That's where we often discover the things we never expected. So here's the story. When I walked into the thrift store, I wasn't looking for anything specific, but I found this old desk for $50. I passed by it the first time and kept looking, but soon after, I found myself coming back to it. It was rough around the edges, the finish was worn, and the drawer stuck a little. Time had clearly left its mark. But would it make for an interesting restoration? Certainly it wouldn't be as interesting as removing layers of paint from old dressers, but I decided to give this a second chance, and I'll tell you why. I believe that some things unexpectedly come into our lives for a reason, some even needing a second chance, maybe only for a season, while others remain with us indefinitely, leaving a lasting impact. But there's still more to this story. This isn't just any desk, it's a spinet desk, named for its resemblance to a spinet harpsichord. This label inside the drawer tells me it was likely manufactured in the 1920s by the Wilhelm Furniture Company of Sturgis, Michigan, a company that existed only between 1911 and 1932. I do believe in leaving some old furniture as found, just gently cleaning to preserve the natural patina. But the more time I spent with this desk, the more I realized it needed more than a gentle cleaning. I wasn't expecting to find anything inside this desk, but I did. There weren't any impressive finds, but just for a moment, I had a glimpse into the past. These finds were like tangible connections to the lives that once used it. Every encounter, whether with people, experiences, or even objects, holds significance, offering lessons, moments of joy, or opportunities to reflect. And although most of these small finds were from the last 30 to 40 years, the last piece, if actually from the era, revealed a date of November 25th, 1926. From this label inside the drawer, we know this desk was originally finished with DuPont Deco lacquer, a nitrocellulose lacquer used on automobiles and furniture for its durability and shine. It's still a common finish today on many guitars because of its durability. I'm only scraping a small section to familiarize myself with the texture and the properties of this unique finish. Unfortunately, this finish is worn in many places, even pulling back some of the color in areas. The next morning, I prepared to remove the old lacquer finish. I'll use Stripwell's QCS finish remover and surface cleanser for this process. It's an eco-friendly finish remover, and in most cases, you just spray it on and let it sit, sometimes for hours or even overnight for better results. You could even cover this with plastic wrap to eliminate evaporation, but for now, I'll try it without. This entire process is simple, but involves spraying, scraping with a plastic spatula, scrubbing with steel wool, wiping off the excess, then cleaning with the surface cleanser. Many of you know I've really been focusing on improving my health recently, and that's why I partnered with Waterdrop for this video. Clean, pure water isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's why I've been enjoying this Waterdrop reverse osmosis water filter system, the ultimate solution for crisp, great-tasting water right from my tap. The long-lasting 4-in-1 composite filter is easy to install, and this entire system right out of the box was ready to use within minutes. Since I've been using this Waterdrop A2 filtration system, I've noticed a huge difference. No more bottled water, no more strange tastes or odors, just pure filtered water that's healthier for me. And it's not just me, my dog is benefiting too. Before Waterdrop, I never thought about how tap water contaminants could affect my pet's health. Now I know he's getting the same high quality water I am. I feel better knowing he's drinking water that's free from chlorine, heavy metals, and other impurities. I love the instant hot and cold feature, providing water from 59 degrees to 203 degrees Fahrenheit. I've especially been using this for my tea in the mornings and evenings. With its advanced 5-stage filtration system, Waterdrop removes over 1,000 contaminants, giving me peace of mind with every sip. Plus, it's fast and efficient, so I never have to wait. Compared to bottled water, this helps me save about $260 a year, and also reduces plastic waste. So upgrade your water and upgrade your health by visiting my link in the video description. Some of you may understand this. In a strange way, this small improvement to my overall health gives me a great start to each new day, and has also helped me establish a stronger daily routine. So thank you Waterdrop for sponsoring this video. Each new furniture project brings its own set of unique challenges. For this, the QCS finish remover removed most of the lacquer, but I'll clean this up with some denatured alcohol and some fine steel wool. This desk is certainly a passion project, so I took my time with it, working on it for a few hours every evening in between projects, and of course there was plenty of time for breaks in between. Several days later, I worked on removing the lacquer from these legs. There's a large fish tank in the background because at the same time, I was restoring old cast iron pans using electrolysis. That video should be out in just a few days. I mentioned that this was a story of an old writing desk, but for this piece, I know very little about its past. It got me thinking while I was working. I often forget that all these hours spent restoring this old desk are also a big part of its story. Anyone who takes the time to restore something, not just for its appearance, but also for its story, ultimately gains something much greater in return. This desk reminded me that beauty isn't about perfection. It's about resilience. Those moments in time spent making something just a little better by your own standards gives you a renewed hope and confidence at times when you often feel like giving up. I'll use a variety of sanding tools to sand most of the parts of this dresser. Some believe that it's a crime to sand an antique furniture piece like this using power sanders. This sander should help me save a lot of time, as you'll see, but I still need to be careful not to burn through any of the veneer. When I started this project, I was certain this entire piece was going to be either mahogany veneer or solid mahogany, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So now I'm stuck with what to do for the final finishes. I'm not sure I'll ever find the right key for any of these old furniture locks, but it's always fun to look. Two of these were a close fit, but neither one worked mechanically. For this next short segment, the sound quality isn't the best, but I've been waiting to share this story with you as well. I made a promise to you recently that I would share this story, and if you don't care for personal details, you can skip back to the restoration at this timestamp. For the rest of you, this is Koda, and his name means friend or companion. I found him at the shelter about 2 months ago, and I've had him here since. He's a 4-year-old Australian Shepherd, and he's intelligent but not perfect, and I suppose that's what makes him a good fit for me. Of course he's not around when I'm working with chemicals or stirring up dust in the shop, but otherwise I think he likes this space. This isn't suddenly going to be a channel about a dog, but I do think he came into my life at a time when I needed him most, and for that reason you'll see him often. And I appreciate you letting me share this story. For some of the small veneer repairs, I decided to use the same method that I used on one of the last projects, and that is to use wood filler. This water-based wood filler dries quickly and it can be sanded and stained. I'll also continue to practice my skills with the Mohawk Blend-All sticks. I first used the Surf Prep 3x4 sander to remove most of the finishes with 150 grit sandpaper. Now I'll sand these areas with 180 grit sandpaper using various hand sanding tools like blocks and sanding sponges. Notice all the colors of the different wood species and their unique grain patterns. I wondered how I was going to blend all these together. There's something to be said about respecting the history of a piece by attempting to refinish it with the original colors from the factory, but oftentimes those thick finishes were chosen for durability and to speed up mass production. So here I'm left with a choice. So much of the protective finish was already gone, and the color was faded in many areas. It makes the most sense to me to spend more time to completely sand this piece back to the original color of the mahogany and the other species, then make a choice as to how I wish to proceed. I chose to apply a dark, traditional oil-based penetrating stain. This is a nice, deep, rich finish, but I'll certainly have to blend the colors at a later time. I'm sure to some viewers, these videos feel like opportunities for sponsored deals and ad placements, but those things allow me to live comfortably while sharing my passion. Some information I choose to share simply because it's fun, like this. You can send Koda a treat in the video description, and his wish list includes chewy toys, a new truck, and a dog mom. It's clear in the daylight that I'm going to have to blend these colors together, so I'll first apply Easy Vinyl Sealer. This will not only provide a nice base coat for the toner colors, but also for the grain pattern repairs with the Blend All sticks. The final steps over the next few days will be spraying coats of clear lacquer and toner, then adding several more protective coats with a wax polish. You may also notice the 2 drawers missing. I'll be keeping this desk and already have plans to get some help making small dovetail drawers. I would imagine this old desk will be around much longer than I am, so I just decided to take a moment and leave my own little note to add to the ones that I'll also be returning to the inside of this desk. I want to leave you with these final thoughts and how they tie together this story. Maybe choosing my own finish for this piece will in some way diminish its monetary value, and maybe this finish choice is no better than a bright coat of paint. I can't keep all the furniture that I work on, but I do wish to keep this old desk. While I spend days refinishing it, I spend a lot of time thinking, maybe this will be a desk that I keep until the day that it has a special spot next to the fireplace in a cabin up north, where maybe I'll continue to craft handwritten stories inspired by generations before me. Or what if it's where I write about the joys of a firstborn, or reflect on the memories of a lost loved one? I don't know, I'm probably thinking about it too much, but this isn't all about me. What are some things you are hopeful for, and how could any of these special moments, if one day actually a reality, diminish the value of such a piece? Who could possibly appreciate it and cherish it more? I don't know. If all that eventually sounds too dreamy, maybe I'll just sell it on Facebook Marketplace when I'm done. So why was this story about second chances so difficult for me? We don't often find peace and encouragement in our best moments in life, but rather through some of our most difficult challenges. For that, I'm grateful. If you haven't figured it out already, what I wish to do with each restoration piece is preserve the history of bygone eras, while at the same time continue documenting my own journey at the time of each restoration. I was speaking to a friend today, and we were talking about times in our lives when we were given second chances. It's always a blessing to receive, but restoring this desk and adopting a dog around the same time has made me realize how much joy it also brings to be the one who gives a second chance to someone or something else. That's what I hope to remember every time I look at this desk from across the room. My name is Barry, and thank you for joining me. Goodbye for now.